Hello there everyone and welcome back.
So my personal goal in detailing is just to simplify things and make everything nice and easy for yourself to achieve the best results and to achieve them quicker. So today I'm going to share you some tips and tricks on how I clean the wheels personally, and I find it a very effective way of cleaning wheels. So first I want to introduce you my tools that I use for wheel cleaning. And this is a set of wheel brushes that I use specifically for this car today. It may vary depending on the type of wheels we're working on. And basically this is an EZ brush that I use for the wheel arches, and many people do use them for the wheel arches. Pretty simple, long handle. You can get in the wheel arch, agitate the wheel arch, and that's the whole sheer purpose of this brush. And this is the first brush that I use when it comes to wheel cleaning or wheel arch cleaning. So the second tool is this wooden, you can call wooden stick with a sponge in the end of it. This is for the inner barrel of the wheel. It comes from a wheel care kit that comes with that wheel applicator too. And basically this is for the inner barrel of the wheel. This will get in between the brake caliper and the inner barrel of the wheel on most vehicles because it's quite small. There's another stick with a sponge that comes with it, but this will agitate the inner barrel nicely. It holds on to dirt, and it also absorbs the chemical to spread it out all over the inner barrel of the wheel. And the third in terms of cleaning sequence is this wheel woolly that as you can see, it's a bend. I use it specifically for the behind of the wheel. And basically I keep it in this position so that, if you bend them all the time, if you strain them out and then bend them again, they break really easily. So I keep in this position at all times, and it's very ergonomic. You have this grip, you have this handle here. It's very easy to get behind. It won't fit everywhere, especially between the spoke that's behind the caliper. So that's why sometimes we would use a microfiber cloth to get behind. It will get anywhere pretty much, or a small sponge. So for the face of the wheel, which is the fourth brush in terms of sequence, is this ball brush, which is very soft. We want to be very delicate with clear coated wheels, because they will get scratched no matter what, or be slightly marked. So we're going to go as soft as possible, and this technique also allows you to avoid unnecessary marring. This brush is a brush that the lock nut brush that we use for getting into tire areas, and that's pretty much it. I just use it for the lock nuts, just to agitate it there. It's quite long, and it will get in the in those tight areas. The last is the tire scrubbing brush, and I think it's very effective in like removing previous tire dressing and also removing dirt. I don't use it all the time. Sometimes I can use just a regular Viking brush, but just for a deeper tire clean I will use it today. And that's pretty much it in terms of brushes. In terms of chemicals, again, I love using the Garage Therapy Zero Decon shampoo. And again, as I said, it's easy to have one product that will do a lot of things on the exterior. So this will clean not only the paint of the vehicle, but also can clean, you can use it for wheel cleaning, plastics, rubber, obviously the paint itself. You can use it as a snow foam. It's a multi-purpose kind of cleaning car soap. It does a very good job on the wheels too, and it doesn't damage the materials or anything. It's just a very good car soap, because again of the multi-purpose usage. Highly concentrated, I will put about 40. I'll usually put 40 ml in this 1 liter pump spray, and this is going to do a very good job in cleaning wheels too. Then we're gonna go, after we're finished, wax and dry This is the protection that I apply and then rinse off. Finally, our tire dressing, which is a very good tire dressing that I like because you can apply it in many layers. If you want a more glossy shine to your tire, you can apply an extra layer. And also it's very easy to remove in between car washes because it's not highly concentrated with those silicones. Or in other words, it doesn't contain a lot of silicones. It does contain some, but it's not highly concentrated in silicone. And finally, we use it with this sponge that comes in the set. Very nice, ergonomic, although it's not like a handle here, but it's still comfortable to use. You have a little grip here, and it's very good, very comfortable to use. Sometimes you can use a brush like that to apply tire dressing if you need to as well. And all of this will be kept in this little bucket here. I don't necessarily fill this thing up here with water because I usually just use it to carry all my brushes, but if I want to, I will put some soap here like Fairy. It does a great job on stripping down all the dirt from those brushes. So let's go further on to the vehicle. What really help is this chair foldable steps. They do really help a lot. They help you to save your knees. It makes the job easier because you're going to be sitting here about 5 minutes to clean this wheel. The wheel is quite dirty, and first thing we're going to do is the pre-wash, where I am going to introduce the chemical first because I want the chemical to touch the old dirt first before water does, and it's a bit more effective. We have the brushes here, the water with the chemicals over here too, with the cordless washer and the wind blower, the leaf blower I mean, to dry the wheels. So let's get into it. So the first thing is the chemical saturation. I'm not going to put too much, but just enough to cover everything. Some on the brake caliper too, and that's it for now. Now you can wait for a bit. I'm just gonna go straight into rinsing. And removing as much dirt as we possibly can before the contact wash will kind of obviously reduce the amount of marring because we're not rubbing all that dirt in during our contact wash. So now what we can do is we're just going to again spray some chemical on the wheel arches and spray the chemical directly onto the brushes, and this will create lather or foam. Now we're going to agitation, back and forth. Sometimes I do it like this. It doesn't really matter as long as we agitate well. So after I'm done with the brush, what I'm going to do with it, I'm going to rinse. And now all the dirt is on the floor rather than going back to the bucket if you're using one. With this brush is essentially very clean now. Onto our inner barrel wash. And put some chemical in here, stand the rear barrel, and I will oversaturate this sponge so that it's soaked in with chemical. And I'm going to go very gently. These are quite small wheels, but Um, they're kind of hard to work, especially on the inside, because um, they're quite small. So when it gets dirty like this, I just flip them to another side, and I work this from here to here, here to here, so that all the dirt comes down, and then I work the bottom part. Very hard to work when this can get pretty much anywhere, this little sponge, but you have to be very careful, and you can get behind the caliper as well. You can get behind it if you're very careful. From this angle, for example, you have to be very careful, and you can get it from here too, just to get behind. Now if it gets too dirty, you can with this, you can just rinse it off again, and essentially put another portion of chemical on it and go in again. Not a clockwise pattern here, it's just more of up to down kind of pattern. And essentially, sponge is clean again, and it goes back in the bucket. And now we're going to target behind off the wheel spoke here. There's no way you can spray the chemical here. Well, you can get spritz of it somehow, or you can get some nozzle in there, but I don't know. Anyway, the way I get in there is I simply take my wheel woolly, again saturated with chemical, and just go back and forth like this. Very hard to get behind the brake caliper, but now I'm essentially cleaning these two spokes here. Cleaning behind here, this thing won't get here, so you might need to either move the wheel or get a microfiber cloth in between there. But to be honest, I'm not really much bothered about this because this is my car. But if it was my client's car, I would either move the wheel or the car a little bit, but the best thing is just to use sort of a microfiber towel to get in between there. This is clean. It goes back into our little bucket. I'm going to use our soft ball brush here for the face of the wheel. Put some chemical on top here, and I'm going to saturate this ball brush here to create thick foam. And that's it. We're going into town. Just a little agitation. It doesn't have to be aggressive at all. We did a pre-wash, so we're just going to work everything in nicely, cover all the area. This would have been a lot more dirty than if you wouldn't have done the pre-wash, essentially. See all the dirt coming out here. It's very dirty. This wheel hasn't been cleaned for a few weeks. Now, as you can see, if I had deep like bolts in here, I would have simply used this brush if I had to, but this, you can get away with this one anyway. But if you need to get into the lock nuts or whatnot, you can just use this brush to get inside, but it's not essential here. This will essentially do all the job. The emblem here too. So that's it for that. Again, we're going to rinse both of these brushes. Goes back. What we're going to do is we're going to introduce some chemical here too, just a little bit, which we already did for the pre-wash, chopless knockoff. And here I just go in and work the chemical in. This is a quite big tire, so to work back and forth. So we're just going to rinse off top to bottom, so that the dirt goes all the way down. Now we're going to use the spray product, spray wax, which is meant to be used with a drying towel, but it also works as a spray rinse aid. I'm going to spray it on the inner barrel of the wheel and on the face of the wheel. I can also spray it if I want to on the wheel arch to add some protections to the wheel arch. As you can see, we get nice beading, nice water beads. And now we're just going to dry the wheel. And that's it. The wheel is clean. So now we're gonna apply the tire dressing. I like using this one specifically. It's more of a, doesn't have a lot of silicones, this product. And if you want to make it shiny, or if you want to make the tire shinier, you can apply more. If you want more of a nice matte texture, to get more of an even look of the tire, you can just apply one layer. And it's very easy to remove in between. It's very easy to remove each time you wash your tires and reapply it. Apply and reapply. So that's it. So thank you everyone for watching the video, guys. I hope it was useful, and please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in my next video.